The air in Solara buzzed with the anticipation of the Harvest Festival, the crown jewel of the city's cultural and spiritual calendar. The streets brimmed with activity as artisans displayed their finest wares. Musicians tuned their instruments, and the aroma of roasted maize and honeyed cacao wafted through the golden light. At the festival's heart, the royal palace stood as a beacon, its radiant spires catching the sun's rays and casting an iridescent glow over the bustling crowds. The Aurelda Chronicles trilogy, Book 1, Prophecy of Resonance, Part 1, Chapter 2, Shadows of Solara. Atop the palace steps, Queen Ishmaquil stood poised, the embodiment of grace and power. Draped in ceremonial robes adorned with intricate golden embroidery that echoed the motifs of the ceiba tree, she exuded an aura of solemn authority. To her, the festival was more than an opportunity to honor the gods and the land. It was a chance to fortify Solara's unity amidst growing tensions between the city-states. Though her outward demeanor remained serene, her mind was a whirlwind of concerns. By her side stood King Perillus, his broad shoulders cloaked in a mantle of crimson and gold. His sharp gaze swept over the gathering throng with a mixture of pride and calculation. Where Ishmaquil saw unity, he saw opportunity. The Harvest Festival, with its congregation of leaders, emissaries, and citizens, was an ideal stage to assert Solara's dominance over the Lumina, a force whose potential he was only beginning to grasp but had already begun to covet. As the royal couple descended to join the procession, the ceiba grove came alive with the resonant hum of the festival. Flutes and drums blended seamlessly with the whispers of the trees, creating a symphony that seemed to vibrate with the very essence of Aurelda. At the center of the grove, the great ceiba tree stood as a silent witness to the unfolding ritual, its roots intertwining with the land's sacred energy. Ishmaquil, who had just concluded her conversation with Achan, now took her place among the ceremonial leaders. As the festival's spiritual custodian, she was responsible for guiding the rituals that connected Solara to the Lumina. Her presence was magnetic, and even amidst the grandeur of the royals, her role commanded respect. As the procession reached the grove, Ishmaquil began the invocation, her voice rising in a melodic chant that wove through the crowd like a thread of light. The Lumina responded, its vibrations amplifying her song and bathing the grove in a faint golden glow. The gathered city-states emissaries watched in awe, though not all shared the same reverence. Some eyes lingered on the tree and its radiance, their thoughts turning to the power such energy could wield. Among the onlookers, Achan stood at the edge of the grove, his analytical mind racing. The resonance he felt here was unlike anything he had encountered in Alaron, and his device hummed softly in response, as though it too recognized the Lumina's potency. He couldn't help but glance toward Ishmaquil, her song a living conduit for the energy he sought to understand. Meanwhile, King Perillus stepped forward to address the crowd. His deep, commanding voice silenced the murmurs, and his words, though crafted to inspire unity, carried undertones of ambition. Today, we gather not just to honor the harvest, but to celebrate the bonds that tie our city-states together. Solara stands as a beacon of light and prosperity, and it is our sacred duty to ensure this harmony endures. Queen Ishmaquil's gaze flicked to her husband, her serene mask betraying a flicker of unease. She had long known of his aspirations to consolidate power, but the growing interest in the Lumina troubled her. The energy was sacred, its flow delicate, and she feared the consequences of disrupting its natural balance. As the festival reached its crescendo, the tension in the air was palpable. Achan, still on the periphery, sensed it too. He had come to Solara seeking answers, but the undercurrents of competition and mistrust among the city-states hinted at dangers yet unseen. His device glowed faintly in his hand, a subtle reminder of the resonance he had yet to decode. Ishmaquil's song faded into a soft hum, and she stepped back, her role in the ritual complete. As she moved through the crowd, her path crossed once more with Achan's. Their eyes met, and in that moment, the noise and grandeur of the festival seemed to recede. "The energy here," Achan began, his voice low but urgent. "It's unlike anything I've studied before." Ishmaquil nodded, her expression unreadable. The ceiba grove is the heart of the Lumina's flow. But remember, scholar, the Lumina cannot be dissected or contained. It chooses its own path. Her words lingered as she turned and walked away, leaving Achan with more questions than answers. The festival continued around him, a dazzling display of Aurelda's unity and diversity. Yet beneath the surface, the seeds of discord had already taken root. Seeds that would shape the fate of Solara, the city-states, and the Lumina itself. Read or listen to the first 10 chapters for free at Aurelda.com, where you can also stream the audiobook on 11 Labs Reader, download the ebook, or order the paperback. Find the link in the description below.